This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Helping you find emotional, spiritual, and physical balance. What does your future hold? It's time to find out with Psychic Suzanna.
Yes, you are exactly where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFIB. Now, you find us every week right here at 7:30. This show is about empowering you, giving you ideas, and helping you understand how to better your life. So on Monday morning by the cooler, you can be the smart one. Please join us on Facebook. It's Suzanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. Life with Psychic Suzanna on Facebook. Now, when you join Life with Psychic Suzanna, you get a month in advance who's going to be on the air the coming month. Also, when you join Suzanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter, I send out an intention every day, every hour sometimes, and things that I'm working on. Like this morning, I didn't write it down. I'm going to write it later, but it's about counting my blessings instead of my problems. Have you noticed where you focus your attention is what comes your way? So if we focus on our blessings, I think that'll come our way. I put a lot of pictures up there. You'll get a picture on Facebook of everybody in the studio who comes in to visit us. We have someone coming at 8 and someone coming at 8:30. If you're a friend on Facebook, you saw Emily. My Emily is here instead of Jim. Jim is somewhere we don't know, and Emily and I have felt it's better that we don't ask, okay? So, Emily's here, going to be taking your calls at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. This show is the show all about empowering you and to help center you. Please join us at KFAB.com. Stay tuned here. You don't need to go anywhere else. KFAB has all the weather, all the information that you need to know to stay living healthily above the ground. Have you heard Dr. Sean's show on the weekend? Have you heard Dr. Luke? By the way, Dr. Luke is on Saturday morning. He's Cancer Opinions. We've got someone coming on next week that he interviewed I thought was terrific. So I'm grabbing him. So give us a call. Check KFAB.com, KFAB on Facebook, Suzanna Stickney on Facebook, and guess who we're going to? Now, I have, if you're a listener of our show, and if you're not, why not? Now you've become one. I am talking to someone we've talked before, a couple times actually. He's pretty darn smart when it comes to computers. If you're on Facebook, you would have seen the picture of the book that we're going to be talking about, which is Branding Yourself, How to Use Social Media to Invent and Reinvent Yourself. This is his second edition. It is a lot easier to read, a lot handier, Erik. I'm talking to Erik Deckers. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I am blessed. This book is much easier to read for me. I really got into it. Now, when you're talking about the social media, what are you talking about exactly?
We're basically talking about any social networking tool online where you can connect with other people in a public manner. So not email, but, Facebook, where when you and I talk to each other on Facebook, everybody can see it, or on Twitter, where when you and I send each other a tweet, everybody can see it.
Now, there's a couple of things I want. When we're on Facebook, can anyone get in even to our Facebook page, even if they're not our friend?
Typically not. Typically, like on a private page or what's called your personal profile, you can set it up so that everybody can see everything, or only friends can see everything. And that's all up to you, and people do that for differing levels of comfort and different levels of privacy. When it comes to a public page, like a business page or the page for your show, typically people can see everything on the page, but they can't participate in the discussion until they like the page.
Well, and okay, so if I'm just starting a business, what would you say in the social media my first few steps would be to get my name out there?
One of the first things I would do would be to register your own name, not your business name, but your own name on Twitter and on Facebook. And if you work in the business-to-business world, that is, you sell products or services to other businesses and not to retail customers, then I would also do LinkedIn. And then fourth, I would do a blog. I would set up a blog. And the nice thing about this is you don't have to do it in any particular order. You can start the blog first and then Twitter. It's just, think of it more like a clock.
Okay.
You have to start at 12, or you can start anywhere on the clock, but you just have to come all the way around full circle and get them all. And then, when you're done with that, then you just start putting regular content on those 3 or 4 different outlets. You're going to be blogging regularly. You're going to be tweeting regularly, putting Facebook status updates or LinkedIn status updates on a regular basis. And you're going to connect with your target customers and your friends and fellow vendors on those networks as well.
And how do we get, like, sometimes I go on and I see, if I see a cuss word on somebody posting a cuss word on my Facebook, I want to delete them as a friend.
Not necessarily.
No, I don't?
No, because it just depends. I mean, I'm sure you've got friends in real life who say the occasional cuss word, but that doesn't...
No, I don't. No, I don't, Eric. I'm very sweet and innocent, honey. Go with me on that one.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
But you can delete a message that somebody put up without unfriending them. But if somebody does it and you don't like what they're saying, maybe you don't like their particular point of view during the presidential campaign, you're finding out a lot of things that you never knew about this person and you don't like them, absolutely you can unfriend them. But if it's just the occasional thing that you don't want on your business page and you want to delete that, that is perfectly acceptable. And you can do that without unfriending that person.
Okay, and what if someone goes on and starts, reinventing yourself? Now, I thought it was interesting in your book. You were talking about job hunting, and that job hunters look at your Facebook and Twitter. Is that true?
Yes, they do. I was actually moderating a panel discussion last week where we were talking about job candidates, treating their social media footprint, their entire social media network as their resume, because hiring managers and HR recruiters will look at what they can find. They'll look at your LinkedIn profile, which is your resume anyway.
Right.
But then they'll look at your Twitter page, and they'll look at the kinds of things that you tweet, and they'll look at your blog and see what kinds of things you're writing about. And if they can find it, they'll look at your Facebook page and see what kind of photos and comments you're putting up there. Okay. And it really is, it's smart to do that. I mean, it's smart for them to do that because they need to know, is this person going to be a good fit for our office? But then at the same time, you as the job candidate, knowing that, can make sure that you're putting your best self out there so that what they see is that the kind of thing that they absolutely want to find. We want to work with this person because they're smart, they're kind, they're caring, they put out interesting information, and they're generally helpful to people. So, you want that kind of image to show up.
Okay, all right. Say if I'm, been employed for 10 years and I just got fired, never thought it, and I show myself drinking with other people, and I've written maybe a few words about my past boss that are not helpful for my future boss to see. Is there a way of erasing it so I look better?
Absolutely. You can delete past messages. You can delete photos. I always tell people, never put up the things that you would be embarrassed by. Never put up the things that you don't want your mom and your boss and your best client to see. Especially if we're up on a billboard and they were all in the car together and driving down the street and they saw that on the billboard, would they be shocked? Now, if the answer is yes, then you wouldn't put that on the billboard. You wouldn't put that on Facebook.
But if you've done it, you can get it off. We're going to come right back, Erik. We're talking to Erik Deckers. He wrote the book. This is the second one, the second edition. By the way, Erik, very easy to read this book. very easy to read. I even read it on how to use social media to invent and reinvent yourself. Come right back. We'll tell you how to shape up your Facebook and Twitter and get the people you want looking at it.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Exactly where you need to be. We're on Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. No, spill. And I've got my beautiful Emily in here trying to protect me from all the cares and woes of the world. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Yes, you come here every Sunday night. Every Sunday night, we're going to give you information that is going to help you, empower you to be better every single day of your life. We want to make you smarter on Monday morning than you were on Sunday morning. So let's go for it. If you follow me on Twitter and Facebook, you're going to see who our next person coming up in the studio is going to be. Her picture will be posted up there, and we'll be talking to her at the 8 o'clock hour. Please join me on Facebook, Life with Psychic Suzanna, on Monday morning from now on. I'm going to let you know all the guests we're in, because we never really tell you who the second and third guests are. We only tell you about the first. So we're going to start doing that. So join me on Suzanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter, so you can always get the inside scoop of what's going on in my life, where I'm appearing, and all the exciting things about life. Emily is running around because I was a very naughty girl. She's not panting. I'm very proud of her. Erik, I've got Erik Deckers here. Hello, Erik.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. The branding yourself, how to use social media to invent and reinvent yourself. And we were just talking about how being, if you're job hunting, if you're wanting to find out about something, you can Google your friends, can't you?
Mm-hmm. You can Google your friends. You can Google yourself, which is something I highly recommend people do.
Well, after you recommended it and I read it, I Googled myself. I'm pretty interesting.
I know.
Yeah, but I didn't find anything too negative. But all right, so you Google yourself. Everybody can Google themselves?
Yeah, and they can see things that they have put out on the Internet, even if you look hard enough, even 10, 15 years ago. If you've been using the Internet that long, and I have found stuff that I put on America Online discussion list about home brewing. It's back in 1993.
Oh, my Lord. Well, this is really good also if you're dating. And,
sure.
And you just meet someone and they give you their name. I've never thought about it, but you could go Google them.
Absolutely.
And find out if they're a creep.
Yeah, you can find old classmates, and I'm sure Google and Facebook have put a lot of private investigators out of business, because now it's just a matter of Googling or Facebooking the person that you were hoping to find, and there they are. Marvelous.
Now, when you were talking about the employers finding things out about you, can they see my Facebook without them being my friend? That's what I was thinking about.
If you have your privacy settings open so everyone can see them, then yes, they can. Okay. If you have it so that only friends of friends can see them, if they happen to be a friend of your friend, then they still can. But if you have it so only friends can see it, it's very difficult to find out, but it's not impossible, because they could be your friend. They could friend you. One of your friends could share your information with them, and there have been many cases where that has happened.
Wow.
So there are any number of ways that people could find out.
They always tell us to be aware of Big Brother and, watch those cameras on the corners and all of that. But if you're not doing anything wrong, I don't think there's a problem, is there?
No, typically not. I mean, at least when it comes to employers and the kind of information that you want to put out for people. Mm-hmm. I always tell people, if you don't want skeletons in your closet, don't put the bodies in there in the first place. And so if you're worried about, what are people going to find out about me, I'm worried that people might find something bad about me, don't put the bad things out there. But if you happen to put it out there, maybe you wrote something, or maybe there was a news article about you that you didn't like, there are ways to hide those things so that only the most committed, dedicated people are going to find them.
So I could hide a bad article about me or something, because there was a time that I predicted the Vikings would win the Super Bowl. About a decade ago. I really didn't predict that, but that's what the headline on the newspaper said. Anyway, so we can hide all of that. That's really interesting. Now, does the Branding Yourself book, does it tell us how we can do that?
It does explain a little bit how you can do that. And the short of it is just put out more good things out about yourself than the bad things, and try to promote those so they get more Google juice. That's what we call it, kind of in the business. Get Google juice for the good things. So those show up first on Google, and the more stuff that you can get to show up higher than that bad thing, it pushes it down off that front page. And if you can keep piling on, eventually you'll push it to the third and the fourth and the fifth page. So
marvelous.
So you want to do a lot of blogging. You want to do a lot of guest blogging on other people's blogs. You want to have, do some PR and have news articles written about you that are positive. And anything you can get to pile on top of that negative article, you're going to hide that.
So I put out a great, my intention every day, something, and I ask my followers to join me, like finding blessings today instead of finding problems, or forgiving somebody today. So every day that I do that, I'm helping to throw away the bad articles?
Yes.
I love that.
If you can put those on a blog where Google can check it out on a daily basis, you basically teach Google to come to your blog every day and look for that new information. I
don't know how to set up a blog. Let's come back, and can you tell me how I would set up a blog? And would it be interfaced with my web page? Would it be interfaced? This blog thing, I don't understand it. We'll be right back with Erik Deckers. He wrote the book Branding Yourself, How to Use the Social Media to Invent and Reinvent Yourself. Now, if you're my friend on Facebook, you can go to Facebook. You can look at the jacket. You don't take the picture into Barnes & Nobles, and you can get the book. That's how easy I'm making it for you. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. She knew I was going to say that.
You are exactly where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. You can find me at psychicsusanna.com, KFAB.com. Actually, all the shows we're listening to. You can go online and you can hit it and you can find it and you can re-listen to the shows. And I suggest doing this. Join me on Facebook, Life with Psychic Suzanna, or Suzanna Stickney on Facebook, and Suzanna Stickney on Twitter. And you'll be able to do that. We are talking right now to Erik Deckers. He's been my fave on the social media and Branding Yourself. He's written, this is a second edition of the book. Welcome to the show, Erik.
Thank you.
Where am I finding you anyway?
I am E. Deckers on Twitter. That's EDECKERS. And if you go to erikdeckers.com, ERIKDECKERS, that is my personal humor page. I am a newspaper humor columnist and have been for almost 19 years, and I publish to my blog every week.
Marvelous. Now, how do you get started? How would I get started on a blog?
Well, there are actually over 40 blogging platforms out there, but my two favorite are WordPress.com and Tumblr.com, and there's no E in Tumblr. It's TUMBLR.com. And I like both of those because they're very, very easy to use. Tumblr actually has different tools that let you write posts from a number of different tools, like your cell phone. You can actually take a picture on your cell phone and upload it to your Tumblr blog with just a couple of sentences. And so we've got a lot of people who do that. WordPress.com is more suited to, if you've got a business or you want to write some more long-form blog posts, that's ideal. They're both extremely easy to set up.
Okay.
And they make the instructions real simple. You put in the name that you want the blog to be under. You put in your email address. You put in your password and hit Let's Go. and you're ready to go.
Marvelous. Now, would
There's
these be...
a third option that you can put your blog inside your web page. So you mentioned you've got a web page,
Right.
and for somebody who's got a business with a web page, I recommend that you actually either hire somebody to do that, or if you know somebody who's very good with computers, buy them a nice expensive lunch and see if they'll give you a hand.
Marvelous, marvelous. Now, all right, give me top 5 things I should do on my Twitter account and 5 things I should do on my Facebook to get people to come there.
Okay. One of the things that I would do on Twitter is you always write good stuff. Always put out interesting things that people want to find.
Okay.
Never advertise. Make sure you connect with people who would be interested in what you have to say. So it could be people in your community. It could be people in your industry. So don't ever buy followers. And that's true on Facebook as well. You can buy them, but they will usually be spam accounts set up by one person who's created 2,000 accounts, and they're charging
Oh,
$50.
my God. Really?
Yeah. And
Buying
they're not worth anything. They're empty
followers.
accounts.
Oh, my God. I never thought of that. Okay, go ahead.
You can use a tool called Twello, Twellow, stands for Twitter Yellow Pages. Go to Twello.com, and you can find people by searching their Twitter bio and follow them. And they'll get a note that says, hey, Suzanna followed you. Do you want to follow her back? They'll actually get that in their email, and they look at your bio and see that, yes, this is somebody who's interesting. I want to follow her, and they will follow you back. And then finally, the best thing to do is to share other people's information more than you talk about yourself.
Marvelous.
I think that's the one big clue. Share their articles that they're writing, share their articles that they're reading, talk about them, and every once in a while talk about you.
Erik, our time's up. It just went so fast. You've given us a lot of information. I would suggest you check Branding Yourself book out. It's how to use the social media to invent and reinvent yourself. We got erikdeckers.com. Is that correct?
Yes, erikdeckers.com.
To find out more about him. This is a smart man. You might want to listen to him. We're coming back with a beautiful lady in here who served our country and is now going to tell us about the Susan Komen. Are exactly where you need to be. This is Sunday night. And on Sunday night, you check into 1110 KFAB, Life with Psychic Suzanna. This is the show that is about empowering you, helping you be smarter tomorrow than you were today with a little bit more information. We had Erik Deckers in earlier talking about branding yourself, how to get your name out there. And isn't it amazing what we can do on the internet anymore? I'm always amazed. If you're on my Facebook friend, Suzanna Stickney, you would have gotten the picture of Karen Danu. Is that correct? Karen Danu, she is with the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure of Nebraska. She is in the studio right now. I want you to check out PsychicSusanna.com. You get a free question. KFAB.com. Anything you need to know 24/7. You can find it there all the time. Right now, we're going to Karen. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Good evening.
Now, Karen, tell me, you did the Race for the Cure today, correct?
Yeah, we did. We had quite a few folks out there this morning, even though it was chilly. This is our 19th year that we've had a Race for the Cure here in Nebraska. And we had at least 16,000 people register for the race and participate, even though, as I said, it was a bit chilly. And, of course, our race is not so much a race for time, but it's more like a celebration where we celebrate breast cancer survivors, themselves and their family. And today was very special for at least 1,000 breast cancer survivors as they gathered with, similar folks that have gone through, the same sort of...
It is important to be with people who are going through the same thing and learn their life lessons. I imagine. How did Susan G. Komen's society become? How did it start? What happened here?
Well, 30 years ago, Susan G. Komen died of breast cancer, but when she was near death, she made her sister promise, and her sister was Nancy G. Brinker. And she said, I want you to make it better for the women that have breast cancer than it was for me. And so Nancy Brinker has turned that promise into the world's global breast cancer organization, Susan G. Komen for the Cure. We have affiliates, 122 in the United States and 3 globally, and we have over 140 Race for the Cures throughout the United States, raising funds for breast cancer education, screening, treatment, and research.
And so now, breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer. Is that true?
Well,
diagnosed cancer and is the leading cause of death among women?
Of cancer of women. We're very fortunate since Susan G. Komen started, as I said, over 30 years ago, the awareness has been the largest byproduct that we had. If you recall, before Betty Ford had breast cancer, you couldn't say breast and cancer in the same sentence. It was Betty Ford and Nancy Brinker that allowed women to, as you say, get empowered and have a network where they could, share their stories, share their understandings, share their struggles. And that's what we come to celebrate every time we have a Race for the Cure, are those survivors.
And it's early detection that helps with the survival rate. What is the survival rate?
Well, if you catch it early, we have a survival rate of over 98%.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus, we should be catching that early.
Yeah. And, the best way to make sure that you catch things early is to know what's normal for you. Understand your risks. A lot of people say, well, nobody in my family has had breast cancer. Well, the majority of breast cancer is not associated with genetics. So know what's normal for you. Know your risks. Get screened. And we have some guidelines as far as screening, as far as clinical breast exams and when you should have a mammogram. And then adopt healthy lifestyle choices.
And if what is a healthy lifestyle choice for, tell me what you call a healthy, now you've been in the service, how long?
I was in the service over 26 years.
So you know healthy life. I mean, you come in here looking like health, warmed over, even though you were up at 3 in the morning. So if we eat healthy, we stay away from chemicals and foods, but the breast rate survival is up with sooner detection.
Yes.
Is this still a detection you do, self-detection? Is that still something?
Well, we call it breast self-awareness, and oftentimes we'll pass out shower cards, and they have 8 different categories to look at, and there's actually only one that has to do with touch. A lot of it has to do with, again, knowing what's normal for you. Know what your body looks like. Know if you have a lump. I mean, if you have a dimple, if you have a discoloration, know if you have swelling. All those kind of things are visual cues to make sure you know what looks normal for you.
This is not a small disease, is it? A woman dies from breast cancer every 74 seconds?
Every 74 seconds around the world. And, Susan G. Komen, because of the funding that we have for education, screening, and treatment, and then also the research, Susan G. Komen has applied $1.9 billion in the past 30 years, and we're the largest funder of breast cancer research outside the United States government. Every drug that a woman is on with that has breast cancer, or a man, because we do have men that get breast cancer, Susan G. Komen has touched. Here in Nebraska, we actually have a Komen-funded scholar at UNMC working on one of the hardest nuts to crack with regard to breast cancer. It's called the HER2/neu gene. And if we can figure out what makes this gene tick, we'll go a long way to eradicating this disease. And Nancy Brinker has said, just like when John Kennedy said, go to the moon successfully and return, she said, we really want Komen to focus on finding a cure so that instead of having a race for the cure, we're going to have a race for the cured.
Marvelous, marvelous. Now, here's this question. I didn't run. I'm not a runner. You couldn't get me out there at that time in the morning. Is there a way that I can help still donate and get involved with the Nebraska
Sure. We have our website, www.comannebraska.org. There's a place to donate on there. Today, if you didn't want to run, we had an option to sleep in for the cure. But
I should have joined that one.
But one of the things that's important about all the Komen affiliates is that they are grassroots organizations. We have 4 people in our office, but we're supported by over hundreds of volunteers. We had a race here, as I said, today. Last week we had one in Kearney. A little bit smaller scale, but that's only our second race there, but just the same sort of enthusiasm and a celebration of our survivors. Other thing to point out is Komen has been here we've had our 19th year. We've distributed over $6 million to the people of Nebraska.
And it stays in Nebraska. What you raise here, it stays here. Is
75% of all our funding stays here in Nebraska, net proceeds. The other 25% goes to breast cancer research, and only breast cancer research.
Wonderful.
I think we're good stewards of the generosity of the people of Nebraska, where 81 cents out of every dollar is used for mission initiatives.
Marvelous. So I must tell you, and you probably don't have time for TV, as you can look at me and you know I do TV well. I'm watching a show that I didn't think I'd watch called Parenthood. And the woman has just found out she had breast cancer. She has a son who's a hyper son and everything. And it's really interesting to watch her and her husband communicate about and not communicate about the breast cancer. I think it's a really helpful show, I would say, and I would suggest people listen to it. It's called Parenthood. It's a wonderful thing about breast cancer. But Susan G. Komen, do you have a number for us to call?
Well, we have our affiliate here, and if you have any questions, we have 1-800-GO-KOMEN. And the biggest thing we do, Suzanna, as I said, is we don't do any direct mission initiatives. We give money to grantees. In April, we gave away $700,000 to our grantees to help particularly uninsured or underinsured women, because, you know, this is a major
You're
medical
the support
problem
that people need.
Yeah, we are.
I want to thank you very much, Karen, for stopping by and telling us a little bit about the Susan B. Komen G. Komen Cure, Race for the Cure. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Yes, you are exactly where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Right now, it is time for your call, so give us a call at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. This show is all about giving you an inside look to how to make your life better every single day. So check us out at PsychicSusanna.com. You get a free question. Or you can go to KFAB.com. Now, KFAB.com is going to give you all the information you need, all the information you need to know that about the weather, sports, anything. Of course, Nebraska, we've got you covered. On KFAB.com, you join us on Facebook. Suzanna Stickney and Suzanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. This show is all about what's important to you. It's about what's coming up on the show. You'll be able to have an inside scoop on that. Next week, we are going to have Joy to Cancer. She wrote a book, and last week, a couple months ago, I heard her on Dr. Luke's show. And her show was exciting, telling us how in the face of cancer to have joy. This will be a show you're going to want to hear. That will be next week, and you'll want to listen to Joy Huber. And the following week, we're going to be talking about a wonderful gentleman who is, let me help you find it. All right, I'm finding it on the iPhone. God bless the iPhone, okay? I'm going to have Peter coming on talking about Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce is called the Sleeping Prophet. He will be on in 2 weeks. We'll talk about his ability. He has the ARE Foundation. Quite an interesting show. So stay tuned. This show is all about finding answers to questions you might not know you have and some questions you will have. You can give us a call now at 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. Also, I want you to know that today, I had a great day. I started out with a church that I went to. If you were on my Facebook, friend, you would know. It was a church of one of the ladies that we had on a couple weeks ago. She was on the show. We were talking about the labyrinth that they have in front of the church. And so today I went to that church. That was an exciting thing. It was a very beautiful church, beautiful service, and a lot of cool things. So always check out what we have. Tomorrow morning I'll let you know who's on the show, what we've done, and give you an update on everything. Right now, we're going to take your calls at 1-800-543-1110, and we're going to go to the phone as soon as Emily lets me know who it is. Yep. All right. Let's go. Hello. Who do I have on the phone? Hello?
Hello?
Who do I have on the phone?
You have Debbie.
Debbie, how old are you, Debbie?
57.
All right. First of all, Debbie, the first thing I want to tell you is that are you aware that you've got more common sense in your little toe than most people?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you aware because of that you have a tendency to let people take advantage of you?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to be aware of that because at work you do everybody's job. Are you aware of that?
At work, well, I own my own business and I'm just me, so.
Okay. So what is your business, please?
Gardening.
Okay. By the way, you're very good. You're very good.
I know. Thank you.
And it's going to be expanding this year. Okay.
I don't know. I'm got my hands full.
Really? Financial improvement through added employees. I think you're going to have someone come help you. And I think you're very good at it. A couple of part-timers. I feel good about it. One thing I want you to know, though, is that you have a tendency to be a nester. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
Well, you're Mother Earth, so you're great with gardening. You're Mother Earth. You're the one who takes care of everything. But you sometimes question yourself a little too much and sometimes overdo what you do. The main thing I need you to understand is the word balance. You go to extremes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I need you to find balance in your life. Okay. The way we find balance is through your breath. Okay. Mm-hmm. The way we find balance is not self-criticism so much. I think you criticize yourself too much. How do you feel about that statement?
True. It's due to the way I was raised.
No, honey. You're 57. You can't use that.
It's taken a long time.
No. You can't use it past 25, darling. Okay? You have to start calling the past the past. If you don't call yesterday's garbage, you carry it in today, and then it becomes who you are today. You are not your past. You've got common sense. Remember how I said you have more common sense in your little toe than most?
Yeah.
So you got to use it, and you got to not accept the past as part of today. Financial improvement, job detail change, which means I think you're going to hire a couple people part-time, and I feel very good about it. I'm also going to say there's going to be communication about insurance that is going to be very, very supportive. There is lost money that is coming your way in the mail within 4 months. I get a finder's fee of 10% on that one.
Okay.
There is also going to be more children than your own that will call you mom. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know there will be a family edition this coming year. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a question you have, young lady?
No, just what you had, what you thought.
Okay. Well, I think you're a smart, loving, motherly woman who spreads herself too thin and doesn't take care of herself enough and doesn't stand back and applaud herself. Applauding yourself is not wrong. It is saying that you honor the Christ within you.
Yes, and all the glory goes to him, trust me.
Yeah, but you have to learn to honor the God within. And when you criticize yourself, as you do too much, you've already admitted it, you're criticizing God. He doesn't do junk.
Thank you very much.
All right. By the way, are you still married?
No.
Good. Good. But you do know your next husband. Okay? Now, wait a minute. You haven't boinked him. You haven't done the thing with him. But,
well, honey, I haven't done that in years.
Well, that's all right. You're the mother of the world. You'll just get right back into it in your 58th year, but you do know him. But do you know why he can't see you? Ask me why.
Why?
When you carry garbage from the past, it holds you down. He's not carrying yesterday's garbage. He's looking for you. But you're carrying all of that garbage, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Nobody knows how to handle your drama. And he's the one who's going to bring you more children. Whoa! Take your vitamins, honey. You've got some life ahead of you.
Oh, well, I've had some life, trust me.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
Thank you.
You know what?
Okay,
It's
bye-bye.
about being above the ground and honoring the moment. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. You can catch us here every Sunday night at 7:30. Right now, it is the phone call time, so you can give us a call at 1-800-543-1110, 558-1110. And I just cannot believe this, that my beautiful Emily here is putting the name on the computer. This is so cool. Jim throws papers at me, Emily. Do you know how cool this is? You know, really, Emily?
I got your back.
Oh, my God. Us women in the studio. Give us a call, 1-800-543-1110, 558-1110.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Yes, you are exactly where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on a KFAB. Please join us every week at 7:30. Next week, we're going to be talking joy to cancer. You know, how to have cancer when you how to have joy when you have cancer. It's quite an exciting book. I'm going to really enjoy having you listen to it. This week, we had this branding yourself. We had someone from Susan G. Coleman, and now we're going to have someone else coming up in the studio. You'll get the picture if you're on my Facebook friend at Susanna Stickney at Facebook and Twitter. Also, you get the upcoming things, what I'm doing, my intentions every day. I try to think positive every day and find something to look at in a new and more exciting way. This show is centered around you. You find it on KFAB.com. You go under weekend shows, and it's there. And you get all the sounds of all the past shows. We've had some doozies. If you need help in understanding anything that we've discussed, go back and look. We have someone who helps us understand alcoholism. We have someone who helps us to understand grieving. All of our shows are centered around empowering you. So go to KFAB.com. The old shows. Also, it's PsychicSusanna.com. And you get a free question. Right now, we're going to take your calls, and the number to call is 1-800-543-1110 or 558-1110. And we're going to go to line 1. Hello, Anna.
Hello.
Hi, Anna. First of all, honey, are you hanging around of any alcoholics?
Yes.
Who is that, Anna?
Well, we'll say a father and maybe brother-in-law.
Okay.
Sister.
Okay. And how many children do you have, Anna?
2.
And do you want your children to be involved in alcohol?
No.
Okay. Are you aware that you don't walk away from dumb?
Yeah.
Are you aware that you feel it's your job to take care of dumb?
Yeah.
Are you aware you have a tendency to let people use you?
Yeah.
Are you wanting your children to copy this?
No.
Then this is something you've got to be a little bit more aware of, Anna.
Okay.
Your children are watching you to see how they should behave and what they should accept in life. Now, you can easily say to your dad, listen, if you want us to come visit, no alcohol on your breath. It's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
And you can say it to your brother-in-law and your sister-in-law. But you need to stand for what you know is healthy for your children. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And you walking away from them is going to start it. Here's the other thing. You are a natural leader and a natural teacher, and you have common sense. And because of that, dummies are drawn to you, pumpkin.
Yeah.
So you have to start saying, listen, I don't want to enable you by carrying your garbage. You're going to have to do it yourself. Okay?
Okay.
Give me your children's name.
Kaylin and Samantha.
How old is Samantha?
She is 9.
She a little mouthy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What are you doing with her mouth?
Lately I've just, recently just kind of buckled down on it, just, from putting her to her room.
Okay. The thing about Samantha is she's a go-getter. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus, if she wants something, you know about it.
Yes.
So the way you discipline, and we had a couple of great counselors on children awareness. Please go back and listen to those. It was right before the school. Okay? But one of the things I'm going to suggest is you take away what she loves. So if she has a cell phone, does she have a cell phone?
No, her sister and her share one.
Okay. Take it away from both of them. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, she's got to learn that with bad reactions, you get bad things happening to you.
Yes.
And you don't want bad things happening. Also, does she have a TV in her room?
Yes, they do.
Well, that shouldn't be there. Their grades aren't that good, are they?
Oh, yeah, their grades are fine. And it doesn't have cables connected to it. It's mainly for their movies or their gaming system.
I'd still like it out of their room.
Okay.
Okay, because we've heard about how children can get into things that you don't know with access to TV, computers in the room.
Yes.
And your daughter, Sarah, is a sneaky one. She'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I am going to tell you. Give me the older one's name.
Kaylin.
Kaylin, and how old is she?
She's 11.
I got to tell you, she's the one who wants to make everybody happy. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. She's also very sensitive and have allergies, and she bounces her emotions off of you.
Okay.
So
yeah,
watch your emotions a little bit, okay? I got to tell you, can I just tell you, you're an awesome mother.
Thank you.
Okay, it's tiring. It's tiring, I know. But you do it for 20 years and then you're done. Here's the thing, though. You're going to raise more children than your own. Last 2 years have been like walking uphill. Could have gone wrong, did.
Yeah.
Getting better as I speak. And do you know why?
No.
Because you don't quit. You're not a quitter. And your children are learning from you that persistence pays and to keep your eyes forward.
Okay.
I'm very proud of you. By the way, I don't want to say this out loud that anybody will hear other than you and me. So listen closely to the phone, honey.
Okay.
Within the next year and a half, you have a lot of booty in the South. Woo! I like that. All right. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. We're taking a break. We'll be right back with you, and we'll be right back.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
You are exactly where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Please join us on Facebook, Suzanna Stickney, on Facebook and Twitter if you are one of our friends. You got to see a picture of Emily, everybody who's been in this studio. You see two fine foxes that are in the studio now. We'll be talking to them after we take some more of your calls. The number is 1-800-543-1110, 558-1110. You find us at Suzanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter, Life with Psychic Suzanna on Facebook. Also, KFAB.com, Facebook and Twitter. Right now, we're going to go to Madge. Hello, Madge.
Hi.
Madge, first of all, I've got to tell you, you're going to have financial improvement on a steady basis within 4 months. Is that okay with you?
That'd be wonderful.
I get a finder's fee of 10% right off the top. I'm also going to say there will be a reunion in somebody else's home. This is going to be really, really exciting because you're going to hear something that'll be like an aha with the past. It'll help you understand the past. It'll settle the past. I feel very good about that. There is also going to be you, and I hope you're not going to get upset at me, honey. You're going to be winning at bingo when you're 87. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, at least I'll make it to there.
Okay. Here's what I need you to do. You know how to cheat at bingo, honey?
No.
Let me tell you, being a bingo player, wait till everybody gets down to 5 numbers. You yell bingo. Half the people in the hall will throw away their cards. So use it anytime you want when you hit 80, okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay? Make it work for you, honey. I also want you to know a reunion in a Western church within 4 months with someone you haven't seen for decades. I love that. Love that. And what is your granddaughter's name?
Sterling and Maya.
Where does Maya live?
Omaha.
Okay. Do you know how important you are to your grandchildren?
Kind of, yeah.
Do you know how important you are as a mother?
No.
Sweet Jesus. You're a beautiful, loving woman who make people who don't have a loving mother feel good. How good can that get? How good can that get?
Oh, that's good.
All right. Do you have a question, Princess?
I lost my brother this summer, and I'm kind of wondering if you got any feelings about that.
And what was his name?
Paul.
Paul. Do you know what my favorite saying about death is?
Oh.
Death is like taking off a tight pair of shoes. Okay? Mm-hmm. We are more than a physical body. First, we're a spiritual being that inhabits the body. And yes, I chose the body I'm in. You chose your body. Mm. Paul is free. Mm. Paul was greeted by a dog. He was also licked in the face by a dog. Do you know what dog this was?
Lucky.
Yes! Lucky greeted him, and that's how he knew he was dead. He saw Lucky. Okay? Mm-hmm. He's very much at peace. He's also out by a big lake or of some sort. A lot. Did he fish?
No, maybe his honeymoon.
Oh.
He had a good time.
Yeah, and he's very much at peace. And he's grateful that you were his sister. And the first thing you need to know is before we choose life, we choose when we're going to die. There's nothing that could have been different. Okay? Mm-hmm. God bless you, and you're a great sister. Love yourself. With each breath you take, and I put this on a card, with each breath you take, you become one with him, one with all that was, all that will be, and all that is. So breathe. Okay? Paul's there. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right, we're coming right back there, and then we're going to talk to the foxes in the studio. We'll be right back. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. You can join me on Facebook now and see their pictures and get hot. All right? Suzanna Stickney, Facebook, Twitter. Join me. I'm there. Bye.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. This is where you come every Sunday night on KFAB. This is the place where you're going to find information that'll take you into the future, help you understand the past. We are here. We are taking your calls at 1-800-543-1110. You join me on Facebook. You get a picture of the fine people that come into our studio. You got to see our beautiful call screener. Not that Jim isn't good looking, but sweet Jesus, she's a lot better. So just, be happy about that. Also, you you get the knowledge you can take into your tomorrows. Today was a very interesting day. I checked out 2 websites of local people here in Omaha. One of them was Bloom.com from Bloom. And you're putting on lipstick now, Megan. I've already taken your picture, honey. Bloom.com. That's that cosmetic place that's on the internet. It gives you great stuff at a great price. Right now, we have someone who's invented some really exciting thing called Hello Holiday. I like this. Hello, girls. Give us your name and age. Not your name and age. Just tell us about yourself a little bit.
Well, hi, Suzanna. My name's Megan Hunt, and I'm from here in Omaha.
And you're a designer, and I've loved your clothes. You didn't show this time, but...
Thank you. That's right. Yeah,
I missed you.
You may know me, maybe, as Princess Lasertron, which is the kind of a previous venture that I did. And I kind of put that on hold to focus on Hello Holiday, which is what we're here to talk about. And my partner, Sarah's here, too.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Now, when you get online, Sarah's the redhead. My God. Hello, Sarah. Now, Sarah, where are you from?
I'm from Omaha.
From Omaha?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about the Hello Holiday. What was the concept and thought of it?
Hello Holiday is an online women's wear company, and we specialize in women's clothing, shoes, and accessories. And kind of our focus is on emerging designers. So each season we produce collections for independent designers that aren't able to be purchased anywhere else.
So, because you have to have a huge volume to get into the stores, which is, and if you really want a unique look, you can go to Hello Holiday. Is that how we find?
It's hello-holiday.com, and on Twitter we're Hello Holiday.
Marvelous, marvelous. And then you can see, I was looking at some of the things, and I must say, these clothing aren't high priced.
Well, thank you. We wanted... kind of what we're all about is accessibility between customers and independent designers, accessibility for independent designers to be able to find the customers that they've always wanted to reach, but maybe didn't have the budget or the marketing power to do that. And also, obviously, we want our customers to be able to access clothing that's special, that's handmade, that's something they're not going to find in any other stores. And we knew that to do that, we would have to have an accessible price point. And so... We've only been online now for a week. We founded the company in March, and we just launched last week. And so, obviously, we've got a lot of growing to do, but we're here, happy to celebrate our first week.
Our first week of deal. Now, how does one go into Hello-Holiday? And do we have to register? Do we have to put our email names in? What do we have to do to become a buyer of some of your products?
So to purchase something on Hello Holiday, all you have to do is just head to hello-holiday.com, and then you can look around and shop, and if there's something you'd like to buy, you just add it to your cart, and then the checkout process all happens after that. So you don't have to enter in any information until you're ready to check out. And
how secure is the checkout? I always have to ask that.
Yeah, it's completely secure. Our checkout, you can
So you're not a slap it together kind of group. This is professional.
We've been building this for about 9 months now. So it in many ways, it is like a baby for us. We've just been so excited to launch this. But yes, absolutely. And it's completely secure, totally safe to use, and it's a great way for you to support
local designers
local
and
business and local designers.
And I loved the poncho, by the way. That poncho was,
Thank
and
you.
and it was how much was it? It was only like $100. It was really cute. The black and white poncho. All right, go to your website.
The sweater poncho, yeah.
Yes.
That was a big seller.
I think
for
that
us.
one's about 50 something actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that one's a lower one.
Really? Mm-hmm. And where do you ship it out of, by the way?
We ship it out of our offices here in Omaha, Nebraska.
Wow. Wow. So you are a locally group that is going international with this website.
Yeah.
Yep, we've already had some international orders.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming in and letting us all know about your new website.
Thank you, Suzanna.
And it's hello-holiday.com. Really, the poncho, really. I really like that poncho. And I loved how you displayed them. We're going to come right back, or do we have time? We don't have time? What do we have time? Emily, tell me about what we have. Go ahead, Emily. Talk in the mic. Tell me. Emily is not the Jim. Remember the Jim when you were here last time?
That's what I was expecting.
We have the Emily.
You've got the Emily.
The Emily. By the way, Emily likes our callers at this show because she also handles Scott Voorhees calls.
Probably a lot. Probably a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
I used to handle Tom Becca's calls back in my day.
I did.
I worked here for a hot minute.
Yeah. And it's just sort of like the call screeners. For all of you out there, always be gentle to the call
We
screeners.
should start a club.
Yes, and,
right.
and sort of, and then when you're gentle to the call screeners, they might let you get on air. So always remember that. It's about how you treat each other. Join me on Facebook, Suzanna Stickney, Facebook and Twitter. See the great pictures of the fine women in the studio. Join us every Sunday night next week. Joy to Cancer. What an interesting thought process. Check us out online, PsychicSusanna.com, KFAV.com. We are the only place you need to be. So turn it to 1110, take the dial off. You're right where you need to be for all the information on everything you want. By the way, we didn't get to Evelyn. I want Evelyn to know this is going to be a great year. Get some long-lasting lipstick, Evelyn. You got company coming from all sorts of directions. So long-lasting lipstick so you can look hot when they come. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. Love being with you. We'll see you next Sunday, 7:30.